What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Now, if you do not want to see the Lightfall spoilers, please click away. But today we will be talking about Lightfall. I'll be giving my review on it, how the campaign synergizes with Strand, and how we actually obtain the next Darkness subclass. So that's pretty much what we will be talking about in this video. I will have videos out this coming week for weapon reviews, the Quicksilver Storm Exotic Callus. There's a lot of stuff that I really wanted to cover. There's a lot of different weapon crafting that I wanted to cover, weapon reviews, certain builds I wanted to go over, so I'm currently working on those right now, but I wanted to get my Lightfall opinion out basically. So that's pretty much what we're talking about today. Now, I know I'm a little behind compared to other content creators, but you know, life. Currently, I am working on my other two subclasses to actually unlock Strand. Now, you can pay for the boost, which is basically 20 bucks per character, but you do not get the exotic at the end. That's pretty much the only catch to that, and I feel like that's not worth it. For me personally, I did begin doing this campaign with my Warlock. It is so much easier. Warlock is pretty much easy mode, and I did use the build that I recommended in one of my last videos. Now currently with my other two characters, the Titan and the Hunter, I'm pretty much just running regular campaign just so I can unlock Strand. As far as the exotics go, I'll deal with that later on. I'll just grind some lost sectors or something, but I really didn't want to go through the campaign because I don't really like going through the campaign multiple times. It's really not, it's more of a chore for me. It's not like I'm seeing anything new. I'm just trying to run through it to unlock my abilities, and I can't fathom the amount of time it takes to actually deal with legendary campaign just to unlock an exotic. As far as the Titan class goes, I know it's Strand exotic. I believe it's called Yabian Leap, something of that nature. It is pretty busted right now. It's one of the best exotics in the game, but the Hunter actually has the best super. So overall, the Hunter's Silk Strike super is putting out way more damage than any other Strand super, and I believe it's also putting out more damage than any other super in the game right now. So it's definitely one of those ones that you really want to go after. I wish I would have used the Hunter at first, but I didn't, so it is what it is. So now I'm pretty much just trying to get all of my Strand abilities for all my characters. I did unlock Deterministic Chaos, which I do plan on reviewing that weapon this week. And I also plan on going over the Quicksilver Exotic Callus. It basically turns a weapon into a Strand weapon. And yeah, we'll be going over that, as well as I do have a bow video that's coming out where we pretty much compare all of the top bows inside of Destiny 2, exotics anyways. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There will be a lot of math and stuff, so definitely stick around for those. But for this video with Lightfall, it did receive a mostly negative review from the general public, and there is a lot of plot holes inside of Lightfall. It really feels more like a training course for Strand other than a actual story. And we've already fought Callus multiple times. It just doesn't feel as composed and together as Witch Queen was. And personally, I feel like every time Bungie releases a new expansion that's revolving around a subclass or a new subclass that we may get, they kind of miss the mark on the story. I feel like they spend too much time trying to invest in when we actually get a new ability or a new super instead of the actual story that comes with it. And I feel like that's the main drop off. Now with Witch Queen, we did not get a brand new subclass. We just got Void 3.0. So they really had to hit the mark as far as the story goes and engaging players into the actual cinematics of what was going on inside of Destiny 2. And I feel like they really did a good job with that. With Lightfall, I feel like they kind of rushed it, and then they were trying to figure out ways to integrate Strand into the story, and it just kind of hurt them, in my opinion. Now, take this with a grain of salt. This is pretty much just my opinion or my take on Lightfall. I do enjoy Destiny. Destiny will always be one of my most favorite games, so I'm always going to be a little bit more biased, but this was one of the weaker expansions in my eyes. Now, according to Bungie, they plan on actually filling some of those plot holes throughout the year with the seasonal content, which is great and all, but when you're promoting a new expansion, you kind of need to have all those plot holes checked off and all of the questions that are answered around Lightfall answered during that time, not throughout a year scope with seasonal content. I really don't I really don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. Bungie said that this will be the new way that they tell stories, and a lot of our questions that we have will be answered as the year goes on. But as far as the Strand abilities go, I feel like they're amazing. They're really cool to play with. And that makes you wonder, is Strand good enough for you to be able to buy Lightfall? Should you buy Lightfall just for Strand? And that's pretty much the big question here. And, there's a lot of negative comments on Steam. There is one comment in particular that I found more amusing. And this comment is from Queeb. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you are watching my video, I apologize. But his comment, or her comment, states, just a friendly reminder that Witch Queen was made from the devs' houses during the pandemic prior to receiving billions of dollars from Sony, and it was fantastic. And yes, I agree, Witch Queen was absolutely fantastic. Then they go on to state, this disaster was made in their studio with billions of dollars worth of funding. So that begs you to wonder, could this story be a lot better than what it is currently? And I really don't know. I don't know what direction they were trying to take with Lightfall. I don't know what the veil is. They haven't really talked about it much. All we know is we're supposed to stop it. And then the radio mast, I had no clue what that was. Nobody ever talked about it until this point forward. And, I'm not the biggest on lore, but at the same time, I kind of know what's going on with the main campaign. Now, there are some cool things with Lightfall, just like the Strand and all the activities that you get, Terminal Overload, all the cool public events, everything that's tied with Neomuna is fantastic. The music's great, the vibe is great, Season of Defiance is great, but is Lightfall the storytelling great? No, it's not. It's terrible. I think they could have went in a better direction. And then the Witness, I have no idea where he's going. I didn't even know you could open the Traveler up and go inside of there, but I guess you can. We will find out more when the raid drops, but for me, it's hard for me to recommend Lightfall because I'd be more biased. Do I recommend it? Of course, because I love Destiny. But is it a good expansion? No. It's at the bottom. It's kind of like Shadowkeep. It's just very, very mediocre and vague. Now this pretty much brings me to the end of the video. Yes, Callus is the final boss. The Witness pretty much runs away into the Traveler, and we still have our powers. That's pretty much Lightfall in a nutshell. And if you don't play Destiny too often, or you're just trying to get into it, do I recommend Lightfall? No. Just do the new light stuff and just play and see if you actually really want to get into this game. If you love Destiny the way that I love Destiny, then yes, I recommend you buying Lightfall, or at least waiting until it becomes cheaper towards the end of the year, which it more than likely will. It always does. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's a free way to support me, and I greatly appreciate it. This week, I will have new videos out. I am going to be going over the Quicksilver Storm exotic catalyst. We'll be going over some exotic weapons that are new to the game. I also have a bow video coming out probably next week, where we'll be going over all the cool exotic bows, basically the most popular, and doing damage testing on those. And then I'll also have a Osteostriga Warlock build coming out this week as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with the latest content. I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep on grinding.